Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Class and Convo 2.0. I am your host, Striker Chiguar. Dante could not be with us today for the relaunch. He's got stuff going on in his personal life. He's moving around a bit right now. Not sure when he'll be able to join us again, but as soon as he gets back, he will be on. Trust me, we're not kicking him off. You have my word for that, unless he decides to not do it anymore, which I highly doubt, because he too wants to be on the show too. But I digress. Doing this solo mode. Anyway, yes, Skype will be active this whole time because I frickin' can. Aha. So, well, let's get some music going on here. There. Background music. Alright. And I'm going to just assume that it's not being picked up on the mic. Gotta love dynamic mics. Anyway. So, where was I? Oh yes, I was introducing this show. Good, I already introduced myself, Striker T. Well, you know this. Why am I repeating this? This is a show where we kind of go into what's going on in the fandom, fun stuff, you know. We're going to be doing some comic stuff eventually, especially when we get around to it. I don't know when, but that's the thing that we'll do. So, we get into the furry news, we get into the stuff going on, you know, weird stuff, funny stuff, and then we'll always end the show on something, a little deeper, something meaningful, and on this episode, I think, I'm gonna get into a little bit of the drama, not just the stuff that's going on in FA, because shit's always going on in FA, and really, who cares? Yeah. Memorial coffee. So, where are we? Yeah. Okay, so we'll just it's been so long since I've actually done this, I forget how to do things. And I'll just jump right into news. You can find a news theme. And I forgot to put the news theme where it needs to be in the playlist. So we'll just pretend that there's a thing here. So, and it's really cool news music. I just forgot to put it in the playlist, and I'm not going to look for it. I'll just go into news. First off, Friday Night Tech, the electro pop house music type podcast run by Paradox Wolf, who also runs Furcast, is returning tonight at 7 o'clock Central Time. And if you're into the electronic type music, you can, I'm not too, I'm personally not too, educated on the whole genres that, but they play mostly electronic type, electro house and that kind of stuff. That's similar genres to that. So, and it's really neat stuff. Definitely worth checking that out. Tonight at 7 o'clock. That's why I'm doing this early. Next story, Michigan Furs. Michigan Furs roam social networks after Midwest Furries closes its doors. This is an article on Flera, posted by Green Reaper. Michigan Furs have lost a central online community with the closure of Midwest Furries Forum, previously known as Michigan Furs. Webmaster Gert Tigran decided to close the forum after evaluating competition from more general social websites and consulting with members. Server failure having the site capacity triggered the decision. Quote, thanks to a failure of the server's motherboard, I've determined it to be a total loss. At the current time, thanks to having to buy a new car in October, I cannot afford to replace the system. In the past, I would have fought tooth and nail to keep the site going, but with the prevalence of other websites that support the furry community, I feel this forum may be getting to the end of its usefulness anyway. I'm frankly stunned that the servers lasted this long. We've been running the same hardware since the forum's second year. When I bought them, I invested just over $3,000 on hardware. I'd say that it was a pretty good return. Based on the feedback that I've received so far, it seems like people are pretty content to use Facebook, FA, and other resources. End quote. Activity has coalesced around Michigan Furs, Michigan Furries, Michigan Fur Meets, and Michigan Furry Michigan on Facebook, and with Michigan Lansing and Yopers groups on Fur Affinity. a bittersweet end to a good resource, a good social, that's something I've come to notice is that the typical forum board, format is kind of dying out as a social platform. It still works, and it's still functional, and it still has a place, it still has a niche, but it's dying out and it seems to be dying out in exchange for the more instantaneous yet less thought out means of communication, like Facebook and all these others. Personally, I haven't really set foot inside of a forum since, probably 2003, 2004, 2005 maybe, at the latest. I mean, or maybe it's just because I'm just not into the whole reading thing. I don't know, I'm lazy. But, unless I digress, it's a bittersweet to see such a thing fade away and disappear. But they come and go. The news. What else have we got here? Studio. You'd probably also be paying attention to this. Hello, Gear. How are you? Welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in today. You stay here. So, that's it for the news today. And if you're just tuning in, do be sure to use the IRC right here. As I'm not going to be paying much attention to First Stream's thing. Well, this concludes the end of the news segment. Not a whole lot today. Aside from the obvious, and I'm not a big fan of stating something that everyone already knows about. But, on second thought, we'll just, in case you don't know what's going on, in case you've been living under a rock, there's this whole thing on Fur Affinity, where someone was hired to staff who was accused of rape. I don't know much about what's going on. As far as I know, there haven't been any police reports. And as far as I know or care, it's just been people posting on it, on the journals in FA, and it's FA. It's full of drama. No one really knows what's going on, and frankly, why should we even really care what's going on? Honestly. Jeez, come on. So try to remember how to use this thing. If you have anything you want to talk about, go ahead and get into the chat room and let me know what's on your mind. Also, we've got Skype turned on, so you can also call in that way and get your voice heard on the show if you really have something to talk about. You can also email us. I will now add the email into chat because I forgot to. or on the screen, I mean. I am a derp. I derped. strikepaw.studios@gmail.com. There. We'll leave an outline on that. There we go. Now go ahead and submit your artwork, your music, your news articles, anything, any topics you want to cover right there. And we will discuss the item of interest. Anyway, I am the only host today. If you're just tuning in, Dante could not join us. He has stuff going on and was not able to come down, and probably won't be able to come down for a few weeks. But he will return to the show as the primary host. And we're also looking for another co-host. Basically, the idea is that I sit behind the control room area. I sit here behind the computer and make everything run, and they do the talking. That's basically the idea. So, yeah. But in the meantime, it's just me. Just little old me sitting here and pushing buttons and turning knobs and sliders and more buttons. So many buttons. So many buttons. So many buttons. So many buttons. So little. So. And it's really hard to really pay much attention to content. Yeah. Okay. What was he doing? I lost train of thought. It's gone. But, yeah, I don't know. Let's go ahead and jump on into something else. Gaming news. We do that too. There is a new MMO, a furry MMO, called Antilia, now on Kickstarter. Antilia, described on its Kickstarter page as an MMORPG featuring a beautiful world, original races, unique gameplay, and an innovative storytelling system, is produced by Colorado Springs, Colorado-based Right Brain Games. With 12 days to go, this promising-looking furry MMORPG project is in need of funding. Extended versions are already features an unusually detailed crafting system, along with 4 playable races, combat, and magic. You can find all these stories that I'm reading right now on Flyra.com. I will link that as well. Getting the bugs out of the system. Picking bugs. So many bugs. First show. Yeah, that happens. Link. Doing all these things once. It's hard to do this alone. Okay. Yeah, Flyra.com. Cut. Copy paste. Copy pasta. I'll also throw in the link to Friday Night Tech, which is starting tonight. www.fridaynightTech.com. Real cool music podcast. Definitely worth checking out. Starts at 7 o'clock tonight. And I need to move that to where we can read it. Whatever. That works, right? That works. Over my head, that works. See that? I'm doing it different. Expect to be down here, but no. I'm different. And that'll be on the in the description of the video once it's uploaded to YouTube and on Blogspot on closingconvo.blogspot.com. In case you're interested. It looks like we don't have any new news stories. So I'm going to take a very quick break. Probably like 10 minutes. And I'm going to get ready for the next segment, nicknamed the Jar of Pennies. Basically, that's where we talk about things. So stick around, I'll be right back with that. And also, I've got my guitar hooked up, so I might jam out a little just to fill time. So, we'll be right back. And we are back. Back to the show again. This is a little segment that we like to call Adjusting Camera. The 2 cents. The jar of pennies. It's not 2 cents because 2 is not here. So we can't call it 2 cents because this is not the 2 cent show. It's on a very long hiatus and this is not it. Anyway. So yes. Furry drama. Why the furry drama? Now, if you've been in the fandom long enough, you've seen every kind of drama there is to be called the furry drama. You've seen it inside the fandom and outside the fandom, and it all just pools in the fandom and swirls around like a proverbial cesspool of, oh my god! It's kind of annoying, really. And by the way, Skype is online. If you want to add your own 2 cents here. But anyway, so drama. Why is it that drama is still so potent when it comes to furries? We've seen a lot in the fandom. We've been through a lot. We've gotten every kind of flack that can be flung. And we've pulled through it. We've pulled through some shit that could have very well ended the fandom completely. Much in part to not only the media, but to a select few who have decided to make us look like assholes and strange people we've managed to pull through that. We've managed to survive as a subculture, and really, why is it that it should not? The drama, especially that is caused by the media, should not have any effect on us anymore. We really should be immune to everything. And why we're still affected so badly is beyond me. Why are we still affected? The thing is, we're so worried about the fandom. They're so worried that someone's going to make us look bad again. Something's going to happen very badly again. Again. Well, we survived it once, right? We survived that shit once. Twice. Multiple times. We've gone through it. Shit happens again. What now? Plus, furries have done so much good for society, with raising millions of dollars for various charities, hundreds of millions, possibly, if you total them all together. We've brought so much joy and happiness and togetherness. You know what? Doesn't that make us untouchable? I mean, sure, some whack job journalist, air quotes, might give us a bad look, may make us look bad. Some TV personality, some celebrity might go, ew, fairies. And the thing, what bothers me the most about this is not the fact that these fuckers are doing this, are trying to make us look bad for the sake of ratings. It's the fact that some furries are so afraid of some backlash or something that they're now in hiding. Now here's the thing. If everyone just hid in a hole somewhere, just kept to themselves, stayed out of view of the public, stayed hidden, mind their own business, okay, fine. That's fine. That's what makes you comfortable. But if someone has the wrong idea, and you hide from everything out of fear, just hide from everyone, not just this one particular asshole, but from everyone, then the only perception is what this particular asshole has been spewing. That's the only opinion that they see, because although everyone else is just hidden. If you want people to see the real you, then you've got to get out there and just be yourself. There's no point in hiding who you are. And as a fandom, we can't really hide who we are either. It's nothing to be ashamed about. Being furry and public with it. You don't have to go running down Main Street during rush hour screaming, "I'm a furry!" Oh! But you get the point. There's no point in being afraid. So, like, for instance, this Dr. Phil thing. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter what kind of, how this Dr. Phil show what direction they might go with it. There's a good chance they might go toward the negative end of the spectrum. It could go to the positive end of the spectrum, we don't know. It's a good chance they might try to please their sponsors in some way, because that's what makes them money, but that's beside the point. It's still, they always say that there's no such thing as bad publicity. Publicity is publicity. Either way you slice it. Visibility is not necessarily a bad thing. Smart people, assuming smart people do watch that show, I'm assuming there are at least a few smart people. We're just going to hope. But, if they have any brains, they could even go two ways. It could be like, that's weird, whatever. And then they go on with the day, not really giving two shits about what they just saw or heard. Or if it, strikes a nerve or something, they might look it up and inform themselves. Either way, still publicity, still being visible, and even if some drama starts again, even if some maddening bullshit gets out there and like it has in the past, it's not gonna hurt anything. And from the people that I've talked to, with regards to the furry image to the general public, the general public really doesn't care. The only people who actually care are furries, and they're flipping out and scared shitless about someone getting the wrong idea. And of course, there's the overcorrection that tends to occur once in a while. And really, everyone just needs to calm the fuck down. Just take it easy, relax. And carry on.
There is a point. Is there a point to all this? Let's find a point. Is this real? Or is this just a ride? The world is like a ride. You think it's real? It's just a ride. We can change it at any turn we want. It's only a choice between fear and love. The world is like a ride. You think it's real? It's just a ride. We can change it at any turn we want.
Don't be afraid.
It's only a choice between fear and love. Life goes up and down, round and round.
That's Bill Hicks. Poor Bill Hicks. That's just melody she remixes.
Don't worry, don't be afraid, it's just a ride.
Don't worry, don't be afraid, it's just a ride. You can change anytime you want. It's only a choice between fear and love.
Why are we here?
I think
If
we're
you look
part
at
of
the
a
ones
greater
who has
wisdom
fear,
that we will ever
it's like
understand.
it says lock the doors,
Call it what you want.
stay indoors, don't go outside.
The big electron, the big electron,
Or if you look in the world, they have love,
the big
and you
electron.
can see the world, see everything as one, and only
It
one.
doesn't punish, doesn't reward, it doesn't judge at all. It just is, and so are we, for a little while.
Life goes up and down, round and round. It has thrills and chills, and it's very brightly colored. Up and down, round and round, and it's very loud. Don't worry, don't be afraid, it's just a ride. We can change it at any turn we want. It's only a choice between fear and love.
The big electron, whoa, 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 whoa. The big electron, whoa, 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 whoa. It doesn't punish, doesn't reward, it doesn't judge at all. It just is, and so are we, for a little while.
Sure. Sure, you can go ahead and sketch them.
It is like a finger pointing away to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss all that heavenly glory. Empty your mind, be formless, shapeless, like water.
Oh, that is cool. That is awesome.
Water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend. Empty your mind, be formless, shapeless, like water. Water can flow or it can crash. Empty your mind, be formless, shapeless, like water. Be water, my friend. Running water never goes stale, so you gotta just keep on flowing, keep on flowing. So you gotta just keep on flowing. You have to train. You have to keep your reflexes so that when you want it, it's there. When you want to move, you're moving. I mean, you gotta put the whole hip into it. Snap, become one with the. You better train every part of your body. I mean, you gotta put the whole hip into it. Snap.
There. Go away. Alright. That's a really awesome drawing. Thanks, man. I will hold on to that. So that concludes this episode's topic. It is a very short episode today. It's just me and I don't thank Gear for coming into the chat room and hanging out with us. And be sure to tune in next week. We normally do it around 5 o'clock, but seeing as Friday Night Tech is back, that schedule is bound to change. So next week, just expect it to be up. We'll be up about 4-ish. around 4, we'll start again. Unless I forget, which is a possibility. I'll just cue up the outro thing.